Hello everyone, welcome back to Jet 2 Mastery. In this video, we are going to solve perfect number question. First of all, what is perfect number? According to the statement, perfect number is a sum of factors. So, sum of factor is equal to given number, that is called perfect number. Which means, let's take a 28. What are all the factors of 28? 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, right? So, when you sum up with these factors, your answer will be 28, right? And given number also 28. This time, so this 28 is called as a perfect number. So, but when you take a 10, the factors of 10, it's not equal to given number, okay? And you may ask one more question. This 28 also one of the factor, right? Then why don't we sum up that 28? Actually, according to the statement, you no need to include that number. So, let's take a very small number 6. What are all the factors? 1, 2, 3 and 6. But according to the statement, you no need to include this 6 as your factor, because we know that every number will divide the same number. So you no need to include this factor, rest of the factors, but you have to include the rest of the factors. When you sum up with these factors, what is your answer? What will be your answer? Your answer is 6. And what is your given number? Given number also 6. So this is called perfect number. Perfect number. Suppose the sum of the factor is not equal to given number, it is called not a perfect number. It is not a perfect number, okay? And I would like to ask two questions. Before that, just read the question. You are given an integer n. You have to tell whether it is a perfect number or not. Okay, fine. See, for that, just get the n from user int n equal to sen dot next int fine. And we know that we are going to sum up the factors, okay? And we are going to sum up the factors and store some of the variable, right? Store one variable. For that, I need to take a sum variable int sum equal to, will decide what will be stored, will be decided later, okay? And finally, what I have to check, this sum is equal to my given number. It is called a perfect number. System.out.println. It is perfect. Okay, fine. Perfect number. Suppose it is not equal, what is the meaning? System.out.println. It is not perfect number. Okay, fine. So before that, I would like to ask one small question. When you take 28 as your number, so what is the minimum number which divides 28, right? What is the very minimum number? We know that the minimum number is a 1. So what is the maximum number? Maximum number is the same number. So if you want to count the factor, definitely the factors will be there in between in this range 1 to 28, right? Okay, but in this case, according to the statement, you no need to include this 28. So just remove. We no need to calculate this 28. But we need to calculate this 1 as a one of the sum, right? And we know that every number, when you take every positive integer, I am talking about only a positive integer. So when you take every positive integer, 1 will be one of the divides, right? That number will divide by 1. So why don't we start up with my sum as a 1? So I am start up with my sum as a 1. Okay, fine. And my another question is, so the factors will be available in only 1 to 28. But do you want to check till 28 for counting the factor, for finding the factor? Not really, because we have driven already this question, right? So we no need to check from 1 to 28 to count all the factors, to find all the factors. We can check up to root of 28, right? Up to root of 28 we can check. So what we learned previously, when you find one factor, when you find I, n by I also your factor, right? Suppose if you haven't watched the count factor class, guys, go and watch it again, okay? So if you haven't watched, please watch it. Suppose if you haven't understand this concept, please watch it again, okay? So let's continue. So what I'm going to check, suppose let's take your number as 100, okay? So you no need to find from 1 to 100. You can run your loop from 10, because the square root of 100 is a 10. So you can run your loop from 10, okay? And this 10 is equal to root of 100, right? And this 10 into 10 is equal to 100. So we can write in both the format. So what I'm going to do, my loop will start from 2 because I know that 1 will divide in every number. So for int I equal to 2, I star I less than or equal to n and I plus plus. First what I have to check? I have to check, is there any factors available? First I have to find out I. For that, if n mod I equal to 0, is there any number, is there any factor? First I have to find out factor. So let's take, I found 2 as a factor. Okay, so if 2 as a factor, also let's take a number as a 28. If 2 is a factor, also 28 by 2, that 14, that is also my factor. So I can directly add up 2 and 14, right? So but in some cases, let's take 100. If you find 10 is your factor, at the same time your 100 by 10, that is also 10. So in this case you can add any one. Okay, so this is the edge case. So we are handling this edge case. How can we handle? If my I into I equal to n, I will add only my sum equal to sum plus I. That's it. But in case my I into I is a different, my I and n by I is a different, let's take my I and n by I is different, I have to add both I and n by I. So I can write this I into I. So what I have to say in else condition, I am going to add sum equal to sum plus I plus n by I. Fine? Yes, absolutely. So finally I'm checking if my sum is equal to n, it is a perfect number. Otherwise it is not a perfect number. So let's check, will it work or not. So I run the code. Yes, I will give the number as 28. Yes, it's a perfect number. But when I take my number as a 25, it is not a perfect number. This is what we are expecting, guys, and we got the output, right? So I'll catch up you in the next video. Bye bye.